Alrighty, good morning everybody. Just getting a few things set up here. Okay. Alright, good morning everyone. We're going to be kicking off the day really soon. Just want to make sure we get everybody in here. I tried to start the stream a little bit earlier and have that page, this way we can get everyone in so nobody misses any material. But I'm going to wait just a few moments in here. Okay. Alright, we'll be right back. I'm going to give it probably 3-4 minutes and then we'll get going in here, okay? So everybody go ahead and grab a seat and we'll get going in just a second. Okay, alrighty. Good morning, everybody. I think we're going to get rolling here now. Just want to make sure everything is set up for us, so we should be good. Last time we had just a few difficulties with the invite link, I believe, but we should have that all sorted now, so there should be no trouble on that end. Just kind of setting up the screen here so I can take all of your lovely comments while making sure the stats are good. Okay, cool. So welcome in, guys. This is Social Media Supercast episode 4. If you guys are not familiar, this is the webinar kind of, we're calling it a supercast because it's super important information to be able to go from A to B and really pick up a lot of knowledge on the way when trying to do your own business practices when it comes to managing social media. So this is going to be a weekly thing. As of right now, it's going to be repeating every Tuesday. So that's what we have it set for. Tuesdays at 1 o'clock Pacific time, at 1 p.m. Pacific time. My name is Sean Havens. I have a fair amount of experience. I've been doing social media full time for the past 4 years. I started out actually doing social media for other people, running their businesses, pages, doing a lot of editing, videography, things like that. And then I really started doing my own thing with social media over the course of about a year, when I picked up a lot of valuable pieces, and I said, okay, cool, I could really, I could monetize on this, and I can make this a full-time gig. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today, excuse me. And if you guys have any questions, I think we're going to start off this episode with questions. Really want to get you guys comfortable with being able to come in and know that anything you guys are wondering about, there's no stupid questions. It's totally a free space for you to be able to see maybe what there is that could help improve your current practices, or maybe something that you want to drop in that you've noticed you've done really well with for other people to learn from. We could cover all of that good stuff. So just go ahead. We still have some people coming in. Go ahead and let me know, whatever you guys are feeling as far as today. How's your week been? All that good stuff. Let's talk about it. And then I would say a few minutes in, probably 15 minutes in, we're going to really get into the next progressive step in this is our 4-part So Far series. We're going to keep going every week, but I definitely want to cover some new things today to get you guys acclimated to the social media space and where social media is potentially going. We've had a lot of social media news in the past month or two, so it's been very interesting, but a lot of really exciting stuff nonetheless. All right. Cool. And I went ahead and posted that link just in case anyone gets stuck or has issues with the link being emailed to them. I did post it in the Academy, so I'm going to do that for the next little bit until we get this to the point where nobody's having any difficulties. It should be all good with the proper link in the email. I think some people are just having a hard time finding it. Gotten a few bits of feedback that way, so I want to make sure you guys all get the chance to get in here and interact and be part of the live space too, because I think live spaces where we go on and we have discussion like this is very valuable, instead of just having a piece of information that you read over and then you try to do an assessment on, because sometimes it doesn't click like that for everyone. And that's why in the Academy, specifically for Socialable, we want to focus on really coming home with the main points that we have to give before you guys get out there and start doing your business, or even before you guys are able to get to that next step. Sometimes it requires a little bit of help, and we want to be that help for you guys. We want to be that solid foundation you feel like you can really build on to get to that point in which you're happy in your business, and just crushing those goals. We ultimately want to keep moving up, right? So that's our goal, and that's why we find it very important to do these things. Like I say every time, just because we've had so much happen in such a short amount of time, we seriously have a lot of cool stuff coming to the Academy space for you guys to digest and learn from. And if you guys are watching this back, maybe you're not watching it live, like I said in the beginning, you could tune in so far. I'll let you guys know if the date changes, but every Tuesday, 1 p.m., and that's Pacific time, you could go into the section in the Academy where you could sign up for this webinar, or you can actually just check the forums, and I will definitely post that there for you guys too. Okay. Let's see. So I'll leave it open for a few minutes just for questions or anything like that we have, and then we will definitely get into some news and some updates with social media. I think we also had some questions from Instagram, so I could even start it off by answering those. Let's see. Okay. pulling this up here, guys. Okay, cool. So we're going to start fielding some questions from Instagram as they come in as well. And if you guys don't follow us on Instagram already, definitely check that out. You could see right on our YouTube page where our Instagram link is. Connect with us on there, on YouTube, in the Academy. You could actually access the Academy if you're coming here just from Instagram. You could access the Academy totally free. You only need the license when you actually get into the basics and professional of Social Owl and Shout Hub. Alrighty. And if you guys do have any comments, questions, or concerns, or even some awesome suggestions for future webinars, and you're just watching it back on YouTube, these will be available for everyone on YouTube after the fact, by the way. Just subscribe to our channel so you can access all these. But anyone watching it back, if you have any suggestions or even potentially some ideas that you think would be helpful for your learning or any of your peers learning in here, let us know. We're so open to suggestions and making some stuff happen for you guys. I'm trying to make sure everyone can get in okay. I know last time we had about 8-9 people, so that was great. We're just steadily growing. Okay. Yeah, so can you explain how social media is beneficial for my business, please? Sure, absolutely. So social media can benefit your business in many ways. One thing that it really does well is getting the word out there. And I think everyone kind of has this societal understanding, like we talked about in the last episode, the societal understanding that, you know, social media is a pretty normal practice now within businesses. So if I have a restaurant, I love to use restaurants for examples because, you know, well, it's obviously something we could all relate to. Okay. Yeah, it's a great one that everyone could relate to. And a lot of the times when you guys are doing this sort of work, you're going to encounter maybe at least 1 or 2 clients that have restaurants that are looking to get their food seen over their competitor. And that's what social media is so good for, is you could take what you've already built as a business owner or as a brand, and you can really expand the atmosphere, because you want to give everyone the taste and the flavor of what it's like inside of your establishment. So without being able to feed 1,000 people at once in your restaurant, you could now feed them through content. And this content could either be generated from your customers when they get a delicious meal, take a photo, then they share it with their 100 followers or their family and friends online. That's a great way to accelerate your business growth. It's not just word of mouth where I'm going to my wife or I'm going to my friend or I'm going to whoever else saying, I had a great burger yesterday, but now we're posting about it. And that's the common business practice that everyone is familiar with, is a post equals more eyes. Now, what people aren't so familiar with is the know-how, you know, the background of it, the consistency needed, SEO. That's where all of us come in, and we really seal the deal in terms of getting these businesses where they want to be financially and reputation-wise online. You know, because you have so much able to happen with a short amount of time in your business, going from just being able to serve that community right around you to now being able to serve the community you've built online. And communities we're going to get into. I think I want to wait for a little bit more people to get in here before we start talking about community building, but that's one subject I really wanted to cover today as well. Let's get this all posted up and make sure nobody's having issues. I saw a few people comment back to this, so just want to make sure. Okay. All right, Peter, I'm typing to you. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. We'll take this. How many, or how can I grow my social from 0 followers? Yeah. So growing your social media from the ground up. There's a lot of different ways that you could do this. One way that I find really useful is incentivizing your already built customer base. So again, referring to a restaurant or maybe a gym even. We could use a gym just because it's a little bit different. I want to give some diversity here. If you have all your members that are already in your gym, you could hold a contest, right? So maybe this contest is at the end of the month. We're going to do a 30-day challenge for all of our members, and after these 30 days, whoever can rack up the amount of referrals we want to reach, gets 2 free months, or maybe gets $150 in membership credits, something like that. Something to where you're building people that are already using your service, trusting your brand, and being part of your business, really. Kind of inside people to grow outward, and using those people, it's a lot easier than putting up flyers and trying to have people that maybe aren't interested in going to the gym in your gym. You want to go for people that are already doing that thing, already looking for the product that you have to offer. So if you have all these gym goers in this area and all of their friends that go to the gym, and they have very active like friend groups, maybe you got racquetball in the gym, maybe there's a rock climbing wall, just depending on what it is, you could now bring in all these people because this friend of a friend of a friend is looking for a gym anyways. And if they say, hey, come try my gym, it's a win-win situation for you, the business owner or the social media manager, because obviously that business is going to flourish. And then it's also a win-win for that person because now they don't have to do all the outward work of looking for, the best reviews in the area, the best this, the best this. It got recommended to them by their good friend. So now their good friend could immediately just make that connection. It's all a trusted network of things. And from point A to point B, you just got a new customer. And for the cost of $100 or a free membership for that person. So same thing, restaurant, offer a free side of fries, a free drink with your order if you post this on social media and tag us. It's really pocket change in the grand scheme of things because that return of a customer that costs a lot if you're just using ads or you're just using maybe all of your time to post constantly to get 1 or 2 people in the door. You're going to get people in, and ultimately it's a great price to pay. Should I start with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok? There's so many I don't know where to start. So like I referred to in the last one when talking about the specific question of where to start, which platform, it's really going to depend on your audience base. What does that audience base look like? What is your age demographic? What is your what is your interested demographic? What are they interested in? So is that like easily digestible content? Maybe it's something funny, poppy, and catchy around, around like a clothing brand. You can make it really fun. Maybe it's like tie-dye colors, bright. You have to look at each platform and then kind of cross-reference that to what you're trying to sell people on. If you're trying to sell people on something more professional and very and I guess network based with all different business professionals, and maybe even if you have some sort of like event coming up where everyone's going to get together and communicate and you're trying to promote that, a place that's great is something like LinkedIn. If you're going for just photos where it's very aesthetic type of like savable content where people want to come back for inspiration later, whether that be maybe a furniture store, maybe it's some pieces of art, whatever that may be. Pinterest is really great for that. TikTok is awesome for like little how-to videos under 60 seconds, or some sort of like I was saying earlier, easily digested content where it doesn't take a lot of determination to watch to the end of the video, right? We're just trying to convey a short little message. Boom, that's it. Because you don't want ultimately your people to be dropping off. And if you go through the courses, we talk about how important it is to have those good ratios of things. You know, where we have a lot of comments in ratio to our views, and you know, on and on with that. However, it's important to have retention time on your videos, because retention time is going to give you a solid boost. How will social help me for starting my socials? Well, I am wanting something to make my life easier when I'm running my business. Yeah, for sure. So we actually, we have a range of people that use Social Owl for their business, people that use it to manage other businesses, and it's very customizable in that way, because you could ultimately use it for your own business, and then you can set up your pages very conveniently by putting in all your information, your socials, and having stuff scheduled out for you. So I think our scheduler is one thing that personally I find so much of a competitive edge with, because if you can reallocate your time into creating more content instead of having to spend those 15-20 minutes of like, okay, searching hashtags that day, searching this, let me post this, let me put this in my drafts. That's a lot of time spent. And if you could seriously, like I said, relocate it to making more content, well, now you have a solid foundation of your time right back in your own hands. And that's very important, because starting out in the beginning, you're going to spend a large investment of time trying to sort everything out. With doing some testing, so throwing some videos out there to see what kind of response you get, testing what your analytics are going to look like, your age demographic like we were talking about earlier. All that good stuff is going to play a huge part into your success, and Social Owl gives you the tools needed to essentially bring that to life and make that so there's something for you to stand on. It's not just this rabbit hole of social media that I think one way or another we've all kind of fallen into, right? Let's see here. Yeah, but just kind of to recap on that question, it'll make your life much, much easier because it gives you your time back and it puts the power of automation in your hands. But yeah, so that was a good question. Thank you for that. Oops. Let's go here. Yeah, and I think everybody's slowly coming in here. I see the views climbing a little bit. Let me know down in the comments as well, if you guys watch this video back, what you think about this idea. But I thought it'd be pretty cool to bring on some other people who have really done well on social media, whether that even be licensees that have just crushed it. What do you guys think about that? Would you like to see some live examples of things that people have done in their own practices that have helped a lot? Or even I could bring on some people that maybe have been struggling, and we could do kind of some live Q&As of just how to improve those things, or how to supplement those failures in those specific practices for things that'll work, and things that'll work long term too. All right, let's see here. So we got, okay, cool. Yeah, so that's loaded in for all you guys in the academy. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to check Instagram here and see if we have any questions. I'm also going to put up a story post, and I think throughout the week we'll collect some Q&A questions, so that by the time we get to Tuesday, we'll definitely have some questions to get you guys going. Okay. So we got this one. Okay, so Mark on Instagram, Mark1234 asks, how does this work? So this works by basically getting a license. This is Social Owl, and that's a license. Now, the academy part of it works in a way that we take everyone and we want to get everyone at the same expertise level of social media so that you feel very confident. So it goes by you purchasing the license, you get your license, you come to Social Owl Academy. And once you're in Social Owl Academy, this is where you can get the confidence that you need, right? Because a lot of salesy jobs and things where you have to do convincing of services for people, you fall short sometimes because you're not always given that foundation, right? If you have to go sell something and you're not fully confident in what you're selling, it's just not going to work. And then the person that's receiving all of your sales pitch, they're going to ultimately feel like, okay, what's this person trying to sell me? You have to be able to sell yourself on it first, and once you get that supreme confidence in it to know like, hey, this is really a solid opportunity for anyone that I'm going to speak to, that's where you can find that success. Is it's going to be reciprocated every time you talk to someone. That confidence, it's just going to make sense. So Mark, that's kind of how this works. And you could bring on as many clients as you want, really, and you could help I got the hiccups. You could help a lot of small businesses that way. Okay, and I had the same question from Vanny. Thank you guys so much for the questions on Instagram. Vanny, that's kind of the same question. You guys could always go back and watch this over. Let's see. So I had MT asked on Instagram, do you help with funding? So funding, we don't give funding exactly. What we do is we give you guys all of the basis of education to go off of, kind of like I just said, but we provide you with a lot of different tools. So depending on the package you get, we could get leads from this. You can have training, marketing collateral. You can have your own website. It's super easy to use. There's so many great things that play a part in our product, and we're so confident in that. That's why we come on and we really try to make it so that it's a one-stop shop for everything you guys need. How can I generate social media to business? I don't understand why it's important posting images when I just have a cafe. Yeah, for sure. That's a great question. And you're going to get those people that are wondering when you guys are especially going out and pitching this to business owners. So that's a great example of somebody who has a cafe is, why is this important? What does this ultimately do for me? And why is everyone else doing it? So the main importance, like I said in the beginning, is to already just magnify what you have, because what you have works for you. It's your business, and owning a business is very personal, especially with small business owners. Maybe it's a family-owned shop. It's very personal, and it's like this delicate intent of, I want my business to reflect this because these are my creative ideas, and that's all we want to take and magnify. It's like putting a great speech that nobody can hear in front of a microphone. Now everyone can enjoy this, and the people that want to get involved and get closer could always know where to find this person, know what they're talking about, and that's what we want to reflect, is just what you already have, but in much bigger terms and much bigger scale. Social media is the tool that we could do that with. And you said, how can I generate social media to business? And yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, is the conversion rate is going to really depend on where you're posting, how you're posting, and what you're trying to do. So conversion rates are so important when you're looking at the value of posting online. Is, for example, you have a cafe, right? And your cafe is doing a special. So you guys maybe do a special on a certain type of coffee, or maybe some sort of like sweet or something special that you guys want to represent your brand in a promotional way. You give this out and you say, hey, cool, we're giving these away for free. just throw us a post up on social media, use this hashtag. Well, all of a sudden, now you've just spent a very small amount of money, in the bigger picture, it's a small amount of money for maybe some larger scale business to come through the door. So now you have a larger customer base off of something small, and those customers are going to bring all of that spend right back to you. It's not only like advertisements where you throw up an ad and you just hope the right people see it. This is very specific. So it's people that are in the restaurant eating your food. If they make a post, their friends see it, their family sees it, right? They come in because Joe Schmo is eating there. Of course I trust the restaurant. Yeah, I know my friend's not going to eat at a bad restaurant. Same thing. Do hashtags work? How many do I use? So hashtags definitely do work. There are a lot of people on social media. You have to think every social media platform nowadays basically has a built-in search engine into it. So what that allows you to do is, it's like if you go on Google and you look up, so I'm in Las Vegas. If I look up, a shoe store in Las Vegas and I want to find a new pair of shoes, well, that's called search engine optimization that we talked about, SEO. And that's the same thing for hashtags. Hashtags let the user generate, I guess, the topic that this post is actually about. So if I'm posting about shoes for sale on Instagram, I can put that hashtag shoes for sale Las Vegas. And now when another user goes onto the platform and they say, cool, I want to find photos of maybe some shoe stores, well, now that comes up. So that's called organic reach, because I'm posting and somebody's looking for that post before they even knew about my page. And then you grow that way. So hashtags definitely do work. I would not do overkill on the hashtags because it's very easy to just put like any hashtag that's doing well. But when you do that, you're essentially confusing the software that you're posting on, right? So if you have Instagram and you throw up a picture of your shoes for sale and you put hashtag pets and hashtag cookware, hashtag food, hashtag foodie, hashtag gym life could work, but just hashtags that just are completely irrelevant in the whole matter, you're probably going to get a bunch of weird traffic that's just not exactly what your target is. And when that happens, unfortunately, you might even go down in organic growth, because now you're reaching out to a bunch of people that one way or another don't really care about what you're posting about, because that's not what they're looking for. So you do that, they view the content and they get right off it. They don't interact with it, they don't like it, they don't comment, and unfortunately you experience a drop off, because like we spoke about earlier, our conversion rate of likes, comments, shares, everything goes down because we're not targeting the correct audience, Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about just something I found really interesting, and hopefully this gives you guys some insights. I'm sure some of you guys have noticed too. So Facebook ultimately had a rebrand very recently, and now even if you go on Instagram and look at the bottom, it says powered by Meta. So Meta is the new Facebook brand because Meta wants to encompass a lot of different things, and from the seams of it, it seems like Mark Zuckerberg, who is the founder of Facebook, really felt boxed into a corner which is crazy because they're such a huge platform and we all know Facebook and Instagram. But I think what they felt is boxed into the corner with the future of social media and tech, and social interactions is the term he uses a lot, because it's more than just social media, right? It's this social interaction where I'm speaking and you guys are watching, and there's an exchange of information through user to user. So it's a lot more than just media. It's the networking, social networking, and being the brand Meta, he's really going to focus on encompassing all of that information, all of that user-generated content, all of that networking into their future platforms. So what that will look like, I don't know. Drop down below. Let us know what you guys think of the up and coming future of social networking and what that may look like, because we're standing right in front of this mountain that is exciting times with social media, and just to see where it's going to go from here is going to be an amazing ride that's going to change a lot of people's lives. People that take advantage of this opportunity, right? Because we could always let social media run right by us and be the business owner that says, no, I don't need it. It doesn't work. It's no good. And fair enough, until one day the competitor across the street starts using social media and they flourish, and then we can't catch up. That's what we don't want for small business owners and so many people in our communities. We want to be able to provide that service where we lock in and help scale that thing. Let me see. Alrighty, cool. Brian, if you're in here, thank you so much for clearing that up with Peter. And you guys definitely go ahead and drop some questions. When should I post? Every day? So depending on the business, there's a few ways you can do that, and that's a great question, because I think that's a very fair one that's asked all the time, right? People ask that question more than they post. So going off of what we were talking about earlier with consistency and the conversion rate of things, where we want a lot of success with likes, shares, comments, we need to find the fine line between annoying people with our content and then that fine line of staying relevant. So staying relevant and then annoying the heck out of people, it is right here. It's just a very small, thin layer that we need to find, and that's going to be the most successful tool for us, is our frequency. So you can start out by doing some testing. I would recommend start by doing every other day for posts, and then once you do every other day and you notice a trend, you can kind of alter some of your practices from there, and you could say, okay, cool, I either want to go up or down from here and see how my audience reacts. Maybe you get a lot of traction and then you post every day and it works out really good for you. Excuse me. Maybe what you do is you post less frequently and you see if you can get bulkier interactions on each post. Because if you could get bulkier interactions, obviously that's going to boost you as you keep going. So there's a lot of value in testing your own audience and each of your platforms. That's going to be vital for you. One thing you don't want to do is find that because I think a lot of people do this, is find that your social media interactions are dropping, and then you're like, let me just spam my page, because people are going to pick up on that and be like, what is this sudden rush of content? You want to just keep that stability for people, because ultimately people like that. The human brain gravitates towards stability naturally. So if you give people just a solid idea of who you are, and it's an unwavering idea, and we're this cafe with this amazing vibe inside. It's really cool. You come here, you get this exact experience every time. It's amazing. We're always improving. That's something to give people, and it's a lot of value actually. If we don't think about it because we think the value is when people come in and spend money, but people spend money for a reason. So if I'm going to a small cafe over a huge chain of coffee shops or other cafes, there's so many of them, anybody could pick up a franchise. I'm going there for the experience. I'm going there for the interactions of feeling like I have my individuality when I walk through the door. They know my name, they know my order. Those are the things that stick with people, and people will pay for that. They don't mind. They actually would rather support you. So taking that and putting that online, even you could comment back the same way you would speak to someone when they come through the door. Hey, thanks for commenting on this post, Mark. It's so awesome to see you on here. We've seen that you've been sharing a lot of love on our pages. Enjoy 10% off next time you come in. we DM'd you a discount code, something like that. Like, there's just infinite opportunities when it comes to social media. It gives you that edge of being able to reach anyone. Like, even if you're closed and it's 9 o'clock at night, well, now Mark could go home. Oh, I like that post. I like that. Yeah, that coffee's amazing. And then they comment to all their friends, this is the best coffee I've had in 10 years. I don't know. So there's just, you could really make any example with it. But my point being, I just think there's so much value in being real online and representing your actual presence in the doors, because you need people in your doors. So just share a little bit with that online. Do giveaways work? I see so many online, but they feel like scams. So I'm not gonna say that no giveaways are scams, because I can't control the internet. The internet's the Wild West after all. However, giveaways definitely work when you do it with meaningful intent. Of course, they definitely work. And giveaways are something that you could use to build a lot of trust, right? If I'm just skeptical about coming into your place and I'm like, I don't know about this, me giving you, it's like that first person to break the silence, right? You break the ice. The business saying, hey, here, we'll meet you 75% of the way. Meet us at 25%. That's a giveaway. Me giving you value before I even ask you for anything. That is awesome. And yes, I think that absolutely works. It's like going for, you want to go buy a car. They let you test drive the car. Well, that's huge, because now, next time you need a car, if you want to look at a different one, Joe Schmo, the salesman, went on a drive with you. You built rapport that way. Same thing, I would absolutely host some giveaways for your business. There's no harm in it. Of course, it's your personal business decision, but I think there's a lot of great things that could come from it. Let me take a look at this. Okay, cool. Do you guys have any? We have a few minutes left here. We have about 10 minutes left. Do you guys have any other comments or concerns that you would like to ask about? I feel like we touched on a lot of good things. I did want to mention, just talk about social media for the next little bit, if you guys don't have any other questions. So, updates with social media. So things that are very important, I would say, when you're trying to start a business's social media, is you need to understand the trending perspectives, right? How things look. That this is huge, because this is actually this is human psychology, and they do it very well. It's like how McDonald's uses the colors red and yellow because it makes you hungrier. So every time you pass by, I can go for a burger. It's like, heck yeah, you can, because McDonald's just told you that you're hungry, So same thing. So success and social approval. This is very subjective, and I don't want to say easy, but it's like, if you do it, you're gonna look successful. If you don't, then it looks like a dated page, and it looks like it's maybe not up with the times, and people don't trust that as much. It's like if I use Google every day and then I go to Bing to search, and I'm like, this isn't my like space. This is not my comfort zone. That's the word I'm looking for. So what we want to do is we want to build that comfort zone. When you use certain colors, you can always find that if I'm using Instagram to push people to my website, I don't want a website that looks like like an old Facebook page. If I'm using Twitter, for example, to drive people to let's do this instead. Because I'm doing this right now. Let's take TikTok, and we're driving people from TikTok to Twitter. I don't want my Twitter looking like it's really old, dated, nothing's fresh on there. I want everything fresh. I want to be using the stuff that works, some nice hashtags. I want to be maybe even up with the times of the lingo. So maybe read up and do a little bit of research on like the new lingo of things, or just stuff I don't even know. Just social media terms that people are using frequently that you see. Because people will find entertainment and interacting with big brands online. Like I think it was I forget the company, but I think it's Chubby's Shorts that does very well with marketing. And I've never bought anything from them, but it's enough for me to remember like a year later. All of their ad campaigns, hilarious. Their whole brand is based on comedy sketches, routines that they get influencers in on. And these things are just they're captivating to people that aren't even looking for the shorts. That's my point, is that if you can reel in the audience with fresh content that is trendy and it looks good and it's fun and people feel comfortable watching it, that's huge. So I would highly suggest that. One thing, again, with the updated world that we live in with social media, use the comedy and use the short attention spans to your own gain. Make it fun. Don't make it just informative, because there are some people who like it informative, but some people looking at the screen will just, they'll start to drift asleep and everything else after reading so much. Or even photos, people will be like, okay, I don't know how many people see thousands of photos on a daily basis scrolling on their phone. You have to be different. You have to think outside the box. So really give it a lot of effort. Go and do some comedy sketches. Get maybe some micro influencers to do things like that with you, and make it fresh and exciting for people to watch. Because even if somebody doesn't like that brand before, they're not looking for that thing, it's going to stick. Just how I needed an example to tell you guys of a specific brand doing what I find very successful, automatically my brain went to them. And that's just success. That's just a success with social media, is a remembering, long-lasting impression. Right? Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, guys, I don't think anybody has any other questions. If you guys do, feel free to drop them. If you guys have any future questions as well, always drop them in the forums. We have a pretty active forums, which I love. Also, drop any questions or concerns in the comment section of this video. This will be posted for you guys along with the past episodes of the Supercast. So, again, it has been an absolute pleasure. I always love doing these with you guys because it's so fun and it's so nice to be able to, in live time, interact with all you guys. I really enjoy it. If you can't tell, I'm very passionate about social media. I'm passionate about the future and trying to help as many people as I can, especially small businesses. I love the small business feel. I don't want to see anyone struggle with social media just because they don't understand it. I want there to be like active, readily available information. And that's why we've taken such pride in creating the Social Apple Academy for all of you, is so that we can just have such a great exchange of value there. Where can I learn more? So if you want to learn more and you're just watching this on our YouTube channel, definitely check out academy.socialapple.com. Sign up. It's totally free for our introductory courses. Take those, dive in a little bit, see what you like, and then if you like the info from there, definitely feel free to go ahead and pick up a license and start learning more. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. My name is Sean Havens, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, guys? Thank you so much, and have an amazing rest of your week. Let's kill it. Let's do some good stuff, okay?